Okay, I've bought some KS HD 47mg servos. Nice Metal Gear, very light, small servos. I think they're 5.6 gram and torque, I don't know, 1 to 1.2 kilos. Anyway, I'm going to start with the wing, put them into the wing. So this involves cutting some holes in the underside. So here we go. Now these wings, there's no way of knowing how much of the strengthening they've put in here and how far across it goes. So if there's a lot of webbing here, I'm going to start cutting into it. I'm going to have quite a difficulty cutting through, but I don't want to end up right up here and have to run servo leads all the way along. And most pictures I've seen are quite close to the centre line, so I'm going to have to guess because there are no instructions. So wish me luck. Okay, looking at the Hyperflight website and the original Throw It, that's where they put theirs. It looks like the width of a tape plus the width of a tape, and then they started the hole. Width of a tape, and they started the hole. So I've gone width of a tape, start the hole, width of a tape, start the hole. That's where I'm planning on doing it. I've marked them out with masking tape, close up to the spar. Close up to the spar. That's about as best as I can guess to get these in the same place. So we'll dig them out now. Okay, that actually cut through easier than I thought. And here we are with some ruddy foamy stuff inside to dig out. Obviously being careful not to go too deep when you're cutting the slot, because your wing isn't very thick. So be careful. Okay, I'll crack on with the other ones. Okay, both cut out. Now I'll dig out this foam. Okay, one's out, and you can see how thin it is. Hold it to the light. You can see right through. It's literally going to be just the top skin that's going to be holding this servo there. Not a lot of material, this skin, but I guess it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, your instinct tells you to fill that full of a thin sheet of balsa or something and give it a bit of strength. But this is all about building light, and that servo has got to sit down flush, which, if I point it the right way, then you can't put anything in there because it's going to be as flush can be. So that's where it goes. Okay, I'll do the other one now. The servos now are centred with the servo tester. I've now also wrapped them in strong tape. I've seen a lot of people do this with what they call masking tape, but masking tape, how we know it, is thin papery stuff, and I wouldn't rely on the servo being held in with that. So I don't know what this tape is they use called masking tape, but I've used basically gaffer tape. Basically it's solid as anything. The idea being you glue them in. I've roughened them up this side with some sandpaper. You glue them in, and then should the servo break or anything, you haven't got to gouge it out of the wing. You can just undo the tape, peel it back, and then the servo is released, replaced with another. So let's stick them in the plane, in the wing. Okay, mixed up some 5-minute epoxy. It's just going to go straight on here and glue the servos in. They're in and gluing, and what's become very apparent is I cut the holes way too big. Didn't need to be as big as that at all. So watch that when you're doing yours. Okay. Ailerons. Ready. Okay, onto the tails surfaces, and to put in these spring things. That is how it works. It's a pull system where the spring acts against the servo, so this pulls it one way while the servo pulls it the other way, and we need to put these in, both of these. But before we do that, I think we probably need to put the horns in, and you cut these from this single piece of carbon sheet, which I've cut in half with scissors already. It's making the decision. I won't know where those horns go until it's actually on the fuselage to get them lined up, so I probably won't put those on yet. It's only a case of cutting a slot and gluing them in. So I think we'll have a go at putting these springs on while they're off the fuselage. So we need to drill that thin to drill a hole. It's going to be fun. Okay. These are my drill bits, my smallest ones, and they're only, I think, 2mm or 1.5mm, but you can see this wire is way thinner. You could probably put 8 or 9 of those in a hole that would cut. So I've heard some people use just a wire and a drill bit and spin it, but I think maybe these are thin enough that I can just push into the material with the spring, steel, and see if it makes a hole. And I'm going to try that now. Okay, looks like I was right. I was for some reason thinking these are made of balsa wood or something, but it's just the same foam in there that's in the wings. So yeah, easy, just push these rods straight in. Now I don't know whether the spring's going to affect the surface material or not, whether the springiness of these are going to start creating a hump or a bump, or whether there should be some protection inside there. I've no idea. I don't know what to do. I'm guessing you just glue them in place. But you know, I had 2 goes at this end to get it in the right place. But it works. Literally, if I hold that, come on, focus, and let go, it flicks down, look, see? So the servo will pull it up and it pulls itself down. That's not gravity. I'll turn it over, you can see. It stays up on the spring. So, and you can see from this image, when it focuses, you can see from this, you put one on the top surface, one on the bottom surface, the spring, and so that's what causes it to twist when you close the surfaces. Okay, I'm going to glue those in place now. Okay, both wires have been dipped in epoxy resin, mixed up, and then just pushed into the holes previously made by the wires themselves. So I just leave them to go off. I've taped them up just to hold the wires right into the hole because they have a tendency to spring out, and we'll see if that works.